Hi everybody, this is Mr. Los. This is going to be a quick video going over how to name covalent compounds. Now let's do a quick reminder of how you would know something is a covalent compound. Remember that covalent compounds are composed of nonmetals only, things from the right side of the stair step on the periodic table, and then also hydrogen. So those have a different naming system than the ionic compounds. The page I'm going to be going over is this page right here, which says this at the top. Mine is going to look slightly different than yours because I spaced it out because I'm going to write on this page a little bit. So you're going to need this one that says this at the top. And then also, hopefully you have already taken the covalent bonding notes. You were supposed to have done that. And the thing that's going to be most relevant is here's our naming rules and here's our prefixes. So if you haven't done that yet, you might want to go back and make sure that you took those notes, which at the moment I'm recording this, they were assigned remotely and they were due the current week that I'm saying this. So this is very easy. As long as you know what these prefixes are, the only problem people have is once they learn covalent, they try to name everything like a covalent compound. So we'll try to avoid doing that. But let's start here and look at a couple of these examples. Covalent compounds are named using prefixes that indicate how many of each compound is present. The prefix for 1 is mono, and 2 is di, and so on, those prefixes that I showed earlier. So we just need to put those into the name. Now, the only one weird rule is the mono prefix specifically is left off if there's only one of the first element. And this one right here is an example. So in other words, this is going to be hydrogen monofluoride. Sorry, hard to write like this. Hydrogen monofluoride. So notice it's not monohydrogen monofluoride, and that's the only weird little thing. This one, H2S, so it would be dihydrogen, because the prefix for 2 is di, sulfide. Notice we still, as we did in the ionic naming, change the last one to end in "ide." Another one here, this is similar to the first one. This is not, we don't use the mono prefix for the nitrogen since it's the first thing listed. So nitrogen monoxide. Notice that mono is the prefix for 1, but you kind of drop that O, or otherwise it would be like monoxide or something. I'll do one more quickly, like jumping down to number 6. Dinitrogen, because there's 2 nitrogens. Pentaoxide. Now, sometimes you will see people drop that A and just call it pentaoxide. I don't think it's a huge deal. Pentaoxide is fine. So once we know our number of prefixes, we can just indicate those. Now, if you are doing the other skill, so on your packet, these 2 columns, everything is on the same page here. It's very simple. You just look at the prefixes and write down what it tells you to. It's very important to understand that in covalent compounds, there's no charge balancing thing going on. It's a completely different type of balancing, so don't overthink it. Just look at what it says and write it down. So nitrogen triiodide. So that means 1 nitrogen, and that means 3 iodines. So it'd be Ni3. And again, I'm not thinking about charge balancing. I'm not thinking about any of that. None of that happens. Dinitrogen tetraoxide. So di means 2, so that means there's 2 nitrogens. And then that is an N. And tetraoxide, that means tetra is the prefix for 4. So it would be O4. Sulfur trioxide. That's really all there is to it. So again, the danger is some of you will start wanting to add prefixes where they shouldn't be, but the covalent naming itself is pretty simple, but be sure to reach out if questions or if there's any particular thing that's giving you trouble. Thanks for watching.